Hello, my name is Holly, and I will be the English trainer for this hour. The topic we are going to talk about will be a fluency class, and it will be on what would you say. So there'll be specific situations, and we'll have to talk about what would you say in the situation and how do you feel about the situation. So it is definitely, as it says here on this slide, this is a fluency practice class. So we will be discussing different types of things on what would you say, different situations. What would you say to these people that are doing stupid things, actually? So, okay. All right. So hello, Alexander. Hello again. So,
I've
so
about the previous class.
yeah,
Do you have it online?
I
This
can't hear you again very well.
now, can you hear me?
Okay, a little bit better. Yeah,
It's my microphone. I think it's dying.
yeah, yeah. It does that after a while. So, um,
Yeah, because
I
it's very cheap.
yeah, I had one for I think it was 3 years, and it died because it broke. I mean, the USB cord thing fell actually came out, and it was like what? So, um, and then I had this last one. The cord got frayed, so that's why I decided, okay, I'm just going to get one without a cord. So do you have a headset on, or do you just have a microphone set up, or
Separated microphone and sound come from
the computer?
yeah, computer. Yes, from
Hmm.
computer. Uh, how it called?
Um, well, uh,
It's
basically you just have a
two cord.
standalone microphone. Yeah, you just have a standalone microphone. And like if I were just taking classes, that's what I would do as well. It's different because in my situation you can't really be muted all the time and stuff like that. But it can cause an echo. So yeah, all right. And during the last class, did you hear my family?
No, no.
No, really? Because my nephew started knocking on the door the first 50, like right around the time that Virginia came into the class. He started knocking on the door and pounding and coming in, and I finally locked the door, but you didn't hear any of that.
No, 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 nothing.
Oh,
Uh,
good.
some headset and microphone has a special ability uh, to uh, like hear
Yeah.
only your voice, but other sounds and voices to off.
Uh-huh. So they have the microphone in English we say the microphone has a sound cancellation.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
it's
yeah,
mobile
yeah.
phones.
Okay, well that's good to hear because um, if my sister would have let him, he would have come in and tried to get into he's the only one that's come in. So um, anyway,
How old is he?
he, he's 5, and then his sister was running up and down the hallway too, and she's 6, and he is hyperactive,
Yeah,
and he's
at that age, yes.
yeah, completely and totally. And so he's very, very hyper. And sometimes he's a little bit more hyper. That's one of the reasons I actually live with them because they have 3 children the same age. So, um, so I
It's
help out sometimes. So they get out of control, and Auntie comes out and helps Mom. So um, but anyway, no, do you have any kids?
no, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it must be a slow English night tonight. I've noticed this
Yes.
the last couple days. Fewer people are taking classes right now. So
Yesterday, actually, it was as always, but today, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'm not sure what the deal is. It could be just the topics I've chosen for the class too. I don't know. Um,
no, I think actually yesterday also at start when class starts 10 minutes, uh, very few people
mhm.
because it's hard to interverbling.
It's
Okay, I don't
it's
know why.
okay. I know that
In
some people
downloading
have.
it,
Yeah, because I know like two people have mentioned that they had issues and they couldn't even get into Verbling at all. Um, I think two people that have been in these classes usually on the weekend, and so and there's a problem loading the Google
yes.
Hangout.
No, not Hangouts, just site. It's actually uh, there is a trick. For me, it's when I first enter the site, it
Mhm.
downloads for 3 minutes uh, approximately. But
Mhm.
I already on site and push links on sites. It's immediately.
Hmm.
And if I reload uh, the the page,
Mhm.
it's again need to three approximately minutes. So if I one time enter it, so it's okay
Mhm.
after that.
Uh-huh.
Strange, I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay. Um, that's interesting because I haven't had any problems with it. Bear with me a moment. I'm gonna mute for a second. All right. Yeah, I haven't had any issues at all. So, can you hear me well? Is my sound okay?
Yes, yes, very good,
Okay,
clear.
it's very clear. Okay. Um, yeah. So, but I did notice yesterday when I went into the class before my first class, I noticed it had changed slightly, and it doesn't look the same. Does it look different for you?
No, no.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
The same actually.
okay. Yeah, for me on there's one area that it kind of looks different. I was the dashboard that looked different and I'm like, what is this? So, um
Uh, do you mean dashboard on site?
yeah, the site dashboard.
Yes, yes, it's different. I think
Hmm.
you asked about sound.
Oh, no, yeah.
No, dashboard, yes, it's different. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not work on site now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and start this and we'll see. Who knows, maybe you get a private lesson right now. So, a kind of a private lesson because we have people, watching. And this is recorded, so we'll have a lot of people watch later. But
Uh,
so
the student has bad sound. Do you hear me? Okay?
I hear you
Or bad?
fine.
Fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm hearing you fine. She's having a problem. It sounds like hearing you though. So, but
Maybe yes.
yeah. I've actually listened to worse. I was talking to someone 2 weeks ago from Spain who had a lot worse sound, and I really struggled. And I kept telling him his sound was bad, and he was like, "No, I'm okay." It's like, okay. So, okay,
Uh,
so
sorry. How about now? Is it
much better,
louder?
much louder.
It's my microphone in settings all the time is low
Oh, okay.
after every class. I don't know why, and
Yeah,
I
so
just up.
the setting, the okay, so you have to go into settings and change it. I just moved mine from 97 to 100. So,
Yes, it was for me. It's 66. It's all the time.
okay.
It fell down. I don't know why.
Huh. And that totally makes a difference. So, Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So what would you say? English live online fluency practice. So let's discuss this. What would you say to this person? I know she's only drinking milk because I it did obviously didn't wasn't thinking, but what would you say to a person? She said she's a mother who drinks alcohol while pregnant.
I can't say it because I would say very bad words about that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Very,
Okay,
very
so
bad. Like as smoking.
uh-huh. Okay, so if you see a mother who is smoking, who's pregnant, obviously pregnant and smoking or drinking, you would not be very pleasant to that person.
No, no, it's very frowned upon in every
Hmm.
country, I think.
Yeah, I think it is nowadays. When back in the 60s and before that, nobody cared. But are you familiar with children who have I mean, do you personally know any children whose mother um, smoked or did drugs or drank while they were pregnant?
I don't know the children, but I don't know the people. And not only smoke or drink, they do drugs.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
so awful.
Do you know what happens to the children? Are you familiar with?
I know one child whose mother did drugs, and
Hmm.
that's weird. But children was born very healthy. But
Hmm.
I think in the future it's show up problem.
Yes, it does. When especially with some of the drugs, the drugs don't show up in the child and the babies until they're about 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah, or maybe in next generation
Oh
sometimes.
yeah, okay. And next year, I hadn't even thought about that one, but yeah, I know of some children who have that issue, and my sister had a foster child. He and his sister were in their home for about 6 months, and it was he had fetal alcohol syndrome, but nobody knew at the time. But he was just out of control. He couldn't read. He couldn't learn to read, and he was just totally out of control. And the reason that they found out was because of alcohol, and it comes out not just in um, in physical deformities, but also in behavior and neurological brain dysfunctions. So
Yeah, nothing well
yeah, yeah.
with that.
But is it okay that she drinks milk, like
Um,
like the picture?
I think yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Does Russia have a good prenatal program?
Uh, what what is prenatal? What
Prenatal. I just wrote it on the board. A prenatal program. Prenatal is before the baby is born. So in this situation, when she's like this, where they will they go and they check the baby and they make sure that the mother's taking the right vitamins and
yes.
drinking and eating the right foods.
Depends how much money you have. If you have many money, the this program is very good.
Okay, so if you have much or a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Depends
Uh,
on money. Fortunately.
okay, much money. Okay, so if you have much money or a lot of money, um, then you can get a good prenatal program. Um,
Yes, and good hospital.
okay, okay, yeah. In Finland, they have. Have you guys heard about the Finnish program?
Finnish program, no.
Yeah, I thought maybe you had since they have a very, very good prenatal program where all the mothers are in order for them to get help um, they have to go through this prenatal program. And if the mother is at risk like this, they actually have specific programs for the mothers to go through. And when the babies are born, first of all, parents are always given a stipend for each child that is born, so they get money every month. But also, they get a box, and in that box, they have clothing, diapers, condoms, all kinds of things that new parents would need when they first have children.
Uh, yes, something like that. Yes, it's about food, I think. Not sure,
Hmm.
but food, and it includes food and something, maybe some medicine.
Yes, and
And also, if you born second child, you get uh, money. It was
mhm,
uh,
instead of the box.
yeah, if you, oh no, when dollar was 32 rubles, it was almost $10,000. But now dollar is 64 rubles, twice.
Wow.
It would be uh, uh, for approximately $5,000.
Worth
But
of
rubles, of
items.
course, it's the same amount. Rubles, it's
Hmm. Hmm.
250. It's quite big money.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
for second children.
Hmm. Yeah. And so you have heard about this in Finland. Do they have that in Russia as well?
Uh, well, sorry, what is it? No,
Yeah,
no,
do they
no.
have the no? But you have
If
heard
if,
about the box.
oh, sorry, what
You've
box?
heard you've heard about the baby box then in Finland,
Uh,
and
like
or
food and
and clothes and
no, no, no. No, in Russia we have only food and maybe some medicine.
oh, okay. So you don't have clothes
Clothes,
and
no, no, no clothes.
okay. Yeah, in Finland they have clothes and all kinds of stuff, and they a lot of times they will use that box for the first few weeks as a baby bed. So, but in Russia, you guys get new parents get help as well.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
If second baby, you get much more
Hmm. Okay. Well,
amount.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. I think the United States is the only country in the world that does not pay people to have children. So, interesting. So, all
But
right, let's.
America has quite a good level of life, so I think it's not everywhere on America, I think, but mostly I think
Yeah,
it's
I
quite.
yeah. In some respects, it really depends. Having lived in, well, for example, having lived in Finland, I find that there's some areas of the U.S. that's lacking. One area is healthcare, um, and uh, it's not easy if a person doesn't have insurance to get health care. And sometimes insurance is not it's not cheap. It's fairly expensive for many people. So um, so anyway, yeah. So there's some areas. I read an article this week in Facebook that said that a lot of British people were very unhappy with the American medical situation, that they will fly back to the UK if they need to go to the doctor because they can see family and it's just it's the same price. So, but have you heard that?
Yeah. If they saw Russian uh, medicine, I think they would fell unconscious.
They would fall over.
Yes, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I did get very spoiled with the Finnish medical system. At first, I didn't understand it, but once I learned how to navigate the Finnish system, and it took several years, I was like, oh, this is easy. so, so, all right, let's go. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this is also one I think you will get angry with. Okay, what would you say to this person? I am a parent who lets his or her children watch pornographic and violent films. So,
I wouldn't let.
so you wouldn't let what would you say to a person that does let their children just watch whatever they want?
Uh, I would ask him. I would ask, do you? Oh no. Uh, uh, do you? Uh, do you think about your children in future, for instance?
Hmm. Or instead of do you, and that's why you were struggling with it.
Will you? Will you?
Have you thought?
Have
Have
you
you thought
thought?
about your child's future? About your child's future. Um, well, of course I've thought about my child's future, but um, do you think that children should be allowed as much screen time as they want? And that's computer and TV and movies.
Not. I think parents should set the time, uh,
Hmm.
because children, of course, they all the time want to play and rest, but they cannot. They don't think about what they truly need to do.
Hmm.
They want to play all the time because it should be time should be set
Hmm.
by parents.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Um, and I agree. The time should be set by the parents, and the parents should be. Personally think that if the kids are watching TV, the parents should be either monitoring what the kids are watching or watching it with them. But you know, so um, that's my opinion. All right.
But with internet, it's now it's hard to control what they watch,
True.
especially with smartphones and
Mhm.
tablets.
Yeah. So
They are everywhere.
in Russia, I think maybe I've asked you this before, but how old are children when they get their first smartphone?
Oh, now it can be 5, 6 years with tablet or smart.
Okay, 5 or 6 years with a tablet.
Yes. Recently, my friend bought at the birthday to his daughter iPad Mini.
Mm.
She's even not at school.
Oh,
She's
really?
5 or maybe 6. Of course, she saw a commercial.
Uh-huh.
She saw these kind of things
Uh-huh.
from her friends. Of course, she wants the same.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's
but an iPad Mini is really expensive.
yes. And before that, she has already Android tablet, and but
Wow.
because it's iPad, it's more like trend, so she starts, Papa, give me, please, buy me, please. So Papa loves his daughter.
Wow. Wow. I know my sister and her husband have last year they bought their kids Nobbies. Are you familiar with those?
No, no, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's an Android-based child's tablet. Let me show it to you. And the kids were too young and they trashed them. Uh, so
Trash
it's
broke.
they broke them. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those.
Oh, you've
Some
seen these?
school also has tablet for children based on
Yeah.
based on I think top three Galaxy
Mhm.
top three.
Mhm. Yeah. And um, it's funny because they've pretty much broken the where the power cord is coming out of. And they've also stepped on the screen, so there's scratches all over the screen. And but now they're thinking, my sister and her husband are thinking of buying him another one. So it's like, really?
There is special for military. They can
Yeah.
children can break it.
They can't you can't break it, but they didn't break it, but they kind of did. So it's like so. But what's interesting is in the last year, my one twin and the older sister, one of the 5-year-old twins and the older sister, I've realized how to take care of technology, and they're starting to be better. So hopefully they've learned. But anyway, okay, let's go on to the next topic. Um, what would you say to this person? I drive at 220 kph on the motorway.
Uh, Actually, I myself like drive fast, but
Uh huh.
if you on halfway, oh no, not halfway. Let's see, autobahn,
Mhm.
maybe it's okay, but in town, in town, I think it's bad. You
Mhm.
can't react very fast. But on autobahn, I think it's okay. In
Yeah. That.
Germany, Germany, for instance, there is no limit on
Mhm.
autobahn. You
Yes.
can drive as much as you want.
Mhm. Mhm. That is true. There is no limit,
In
and
Russia, it's only 110 kilometers
it's
limit.
110 in Russia. So that's
110 is limits.
okay.
But it's on autobahn, but in town it maximum 60 kilometers.
Okay. And what about say it's 110? What about like for example, if the weather is bad?
Uh, Weather, no, it doesn't depends on weather. The rule uh, not includes weather rules.
Mhm.
There is just 110. That's it.
Mhm.
Or it's rain or it's not.
Okay. No, so but it's 110. So if it's raining though, or if the weather is really bad, do people drive slower anyway?
Yes, but by law you can drive
Fast. You
uh,
can drive the
very
110.
fast. Yeah, by law. But
Okay.
most people trying to slow
Mhm.
down.
Yeah, and we'll like in the states, our maximum is of course miles per hour, and I think on our freeway or motorway, it is um, in cities. If the motorway goes through a city, it's usually about 55. And then it's 65 or 75 miles per hour outside of the cities, and but if the weather is bad, you can get a ticket for driving too fast for conditions. So if you're driving 55 and the conditions, you should be driving 35. You can get a
So it's
ticket for
if
that.
it's raining, it's one rule. If it's not, another rules.
Uh huh. Yeah, if there's
Which
ice or
yeah,
snow.
or ice.
Yeah. ice or snow. Raining probably is. Raining doesn't really hurt the conditions that bad. Depends on the rain though. If it's
True,
freezing rain,
that's right.
yeah. But if it's snowing or something like that, so. So do you like to drive?
Yes, yes, I very like to drive.
Hmm. Do you ever go on long road trips?
No, long trips. But long trips, I would prefer to be a passenger, not driver. If long trip.
Okay, so you would prefer to be a passenger, not a driver?
Yes, if it's long trip. If but in town, I like drive by myself.
Hmm. Okay. Um, yeah, and so I see, and I'm opposite. In town, I like it to other people to drive me. But if I go on a long trip, I want to do a lot of the driving. So that's pretty funny. Um, how long do you like to drive before you take a break?
Um, Maybe 2 hours. Yeah, maybe 2 hours, and then I would prefer a rest, or it became boring.
Okay. Okay. And um, yeah, I think I can't think of anything. I like to drive a long time, but I also like to take breaks as well. So anyway, let's go on to the next topic. What would you say to this person? I have a big dog and I live in a small flat. So do you think that big dogs belong in small flats?
I wouldn't say anything bad about that. It's person's choice. If it's like, uh, no, if he or she walk walk
Well, if she walks.
walks at streets with dog, it's okay.
Hmm. Okay. So if they are taking care of the dog,
Yeah,
what
if
if what if the dog is barking a lot?
uh, if it was my neighbor, it would be problem. Yes, because no, like
uh, yeah. I was talking to a friend this next week. I'm thinking the dog and I are going to go stay at her place for about 2 or 3 days. And she said to me, "Now, Holly, you don't notice when he barks. you need to you need to make sure he doesn't bark." So, because as dog owners, we're like parents and we don't notice when our kids are making noise. So, does your cat make a lot of noise?
no, no, only when uh, she's hungry.
Only when she's hungry. Okay. Yeah. I I'm since I'm doing kind of a long teaching day, I left my dog at my mom's place right now because he gets some attention over there. So, um, yeah, yeah. In I chose when I came to the States, I chose to actually move to the country instead of the bigger city because of the dog. And in a lot of ways, I'm more of a city person than a country person. So. How about you? Do you live in a small city or a big city?
I don't know. So it's maybe average. It's approximately 250,000 people.
250,000 people. Okay, so that
So
is,
no, small or
yeah,
average.
yeah, that's an average. It's a large city for Idaho, but Our largest city is about 300,000, and our average size is probably about 40,000. So, okay. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, I climb difficult mountains despite bad weather forecasts. What would you say to a person that does this?
Uh, it's cool person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very. I think they have very interesting life, like mountains.
Okay.
But of course, it's very risky, and especially when you have family very worried about you.
Uh-huh. Does it happen um, in Russia very often that that people have to go rescue somebody who is climbing a mountain during bad weather?
Actually, I don't know about it. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe
Um,
athlete.
mm, it happens quite often here in the U.S. Um, in usually over in Washington or Oregon. Um, People climb mountains and then they have to get rescued. It's like, what were you thinking? Why did you climb this mountain? So,
Actually, it happens. I saw it at news. Yeah, especially it happens not with professionals athletes, with almost when young people
mhm,
do it. Do it.
mhm, okay, yeah. And in the states, it's not really young people. It's just anyone, any mountain climber type person that does this. Do you like to go hiking in the mountains and trekking through the forest?
Yes, very. In town when where I was born,
Mhm.
there's mountain and beautiful view, very
Mhm.
see from from the from top of it.
Mhm. Okay. And were you able? Did you climb up the mountain very often?
No, not very often, but
Mhm.
when I go uh, uh, in this town, I at least one time try to climb up
Mhm. Mhm.
because of the view mostly.
Mhm. Yeah. In Korea, if you ever get a chance to travel to Korea, um, they have it. To me, it feels like they don't really have mountains. They have this a bunch of hills. They're not really. It doesn't. Since I'm from the Rockies, it doesn't feel like a lot of mountains, but they call them mountains, and it takes usually about 3-4 hours to climb up it, and then of course a couple hours, about a half hour to climb down. So, um, but it's a real common pastime that people will go do, and just go climb a mountain. And it was very interesting. They'd get up to the top, and then they would yell "Yahoo! Yahoo!" So, do you guys have any similar behaviors when you get to the top of the mountain?
Yes, sometimes you want to celebrate it
Uh huh.
in a funny way. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I enjoy climbing. I think in Finland, what I liked was going around lakes, and but I didn't. I'm not necessarily one that likes to climb up. I rather like to walk around. So but I enjoy it. Okay, let's go to the next topic. So, what would you say to this person? You leave cans, plastic bottles, and other rubbish on beaches and other places of natural beauty.
Uh, for oh no, 5 years ago, maybe in Russia, actually it was not normal, but nothing special. But lately it is frowned upon,
Mhm.
fortunately, and if people do it, uh, other people can even uh, uh, came up to him and said to throw it in a special trash,
Mhm.
trash.
Okay. Do you know that what the verb is if you throw your trash on the ground instead of in the trash can?
No, no.
Okay. That verb is to litter. Um, so you said that 5 years ago it was okay, but now when people litter, other people will go up to them and ask them to throw it in the proper place.
Yes.
Um, that's another way you can use that. And there's a slang also. You will call people that litter, they will be called litter bugs.
A little.
Yeah, he's a litter bug, or they are litter bugs, um, and things like that. So, where do people from your area of Russia go when they go on holiday? And they want to go maybe to the beach or something like that.
Uh, Holiday depends on time of year,
Mhm.
but mostly it's maybe some events with artists in center of my town.
Mhm. Okay. So it's a so okay, so they just usually stay in Moscow area or um
No, not Moscow. It's I'm not from Moscow. It's it's uh, in town.
okay, in your
I
town?
stay in town.
Okay, so a lot of people just stay in town.
Yeah. Yes, and with family go to. It's like a concert under
Mhm.
their open air.
Mhm. Okay. So a lot of people just don't leave a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's summer,
Mhm.
maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
they go to the beach, but it's not for on holiday.
Mhm. It's not a
Stay in town. Like,
uh-huh. Okay. So they just go and do things around town.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Um, in let's see, yeah, in Finland they had so many lakes that people didn't feel they needed to go to the beach because they could go to a lake. And I had so many close to my house they could just walk to. So it was amazing there. Um, yeah. Okay. Can people in Russia can people get fined for littering?
Confine? Can you repeat?
Can not confined. Get fined. Let me write it down. Get fined. To be fined. Do you know what that means?
No, no.
Okay. If you get fined, basically you are charged money.
Ah, I think no, it's not. I know it's in America can be quite big amount of money,
Mhm.
especially on road if you throw
Mhm.
it from the car.
Mhm. Yeah, it's huge. You can get fined a lot, depending on it depends on the community, of course, and it also depends on if you get caught. So, um, but in Russia, no, you don't get fined for it.
No, mostly no. But in future, I think it will be the same.
Hmm. It will happen eventually. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Okay. What would you say to this person? I would drink a bottle of wine and then drive my car.
I some some friends do it actually. I always scold them because you can not only hurt to yourself, you can hurt other people.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's the thousands, well, not thousands, but
The many people.
many 100 stories about like drunk,
Mhm.
unfortunately, drunk policemen.
Oh, really?
Yes, just flying with place where people waited. I would say where people wait bus. Our place called where
Mhm.
people stay and wait for bus.
Mhm.
Station, bus station, and
Mhm.
many times drunk policemen just fly in the places and killed many people.
Wow. They. Now, let me see if I understand this. They fly in like airplanes. They fly into the bus station.
No, in car they drive in fly. I know how to say.
Okay, drive. Okay, they drive in and they kill
At big
people.
at big speed
Mhm.
and
Okay.
with driving because they very drunk. It's
Yeah.
the news was many times.
Mhm.
I saw it.
And well, the thing is, what it's interesting about the police force is they actually take care of each other. So if a policeman is caught driving
Yes, yes,
drunk,
yes.
my grandfather was a policeman, and he was a good grandfather to me, but he was the type of person. He was a guard at the prison for many years, and he should have been behind bars. He should not have been outside the bars. And but he was able to get away with a lot in his life because he was a prison because he was a cop.
Yes, the same I think in every country. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. In English, we call them they're called dirty cops. Is what they're
Yes.
called. But unfortunately, they're around more than we want to admit. So, um, what are if somebody's say if you're caught driving while drunk or driving while intoxicated? So it's actually called a D in English. It's called a DUI. It stands for driving under the influence. If you were caught driving under the influence, or and you get caught with a DUI in Russia, what is the punishment?
Punishment, it's quite hard. You even uh, you they deprive you license
Uh huh. Okay.
for uh, for a couple of years. I don't remember how much exactly, but a couple of years, and you can even go to jail for
Mhm.
15 days.
Okay, so instead of deprive your license, you lose
Right.
your license.
No, you lose your license.
Okay, you lose your license, and then you might do some jail time.
What? Sorry.
So you might do some jail time. Let me write that down. So first of all,
Jail time.
yeah.
Yes.
So lose your license, do jail time, and and then they're probably do they get on probation at all?
Patient. I think no, no. Uh,
Okay.
you get your license only in 2 or year and a half. But
Okay.
couple of months passed new law that to get your license back, you need to pass the exam as you did at first place when you get your license first time.
Okay, you need to retake the
Like
exam.
when you never have it.
Okay, so you got to retake you have to get your driver's license again, so you have to take the driver's test. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's the same in the U.S. as well. I think the one difference is that people are on probation usually. It's very rare that a person would not be on probation, and that's where they maybe 2 years they have to if they get caught again with with any kind of crime actually they could end up in prison or a longer jail time um, with the because of the first crime. So,
But
uh,
you also can people can avoid the punishment because just give the policeman quite big amount of money.
oh really? Okay.
Yes, dollars.
That
Police are very
wow. Okay.
corruption, or I would say
Uh-huh.
corruption.
It is not that corrupt in the U.S. thankfully.
Oh, in Russia it's very corrupt.
Uh,
It's no problem actually. If you have money, it's no problem.
yeah, they take care of their own in the U.S., but I don't think they would do that. Um, Especially, of course, if it was, say, for example, if it's a friend's son, yeah, they would do that. They would take care of other people, but they would not. If you're a virtual stranger, then they're not going to do anything so for you. If that person offers you money, you might get arrested for trying to offer a bribe. So
Yeah. America, yeah.
yeah, so, yeah. I mean, we do have dirty
Russia, it's no
cops.
problem. But the cops they have camera in their cars, so
Hmm.
they are very careful now. But
Okay. Okay, so they're trying to stop that type of corruption. Are there cops that probably would not take a bribe?
I think there aren't the kind of cops. We have even a TV show like it's comedy series when
Uh-huh.
even there is a character like policeman and he
Uh-huh.
very thin who who don't take a bribe.
How
It's
funny.
it's funny because it's true because there isn't a cop who don't do bribe.
Yeah, at least I wonder about other countries, like for example Finland. I wonder, because they're really proud of their no corruption and all that stuff. But I wonder if they really do, if there are dirty cops there. So, or in Sweden, or I'm pretty sure there are. Probably everywhere.
Everywhere, but in some country, many of them, some country.
Yeah, some countries more than others. Well, some of my students in Finland were telling me that when companies in Finland did their budgets, they would always add a little extra for bribe money for to do business with Russia. So they would put it in, I don't know, an administration cost or something, but it would actually be bribe money for Russia. And another friend of mine who's from India, he has done business in Russia, and he said in order to do business, you have to bribe everybody. Is that true?
Yes, fortunately, it's true. Very corruption is very high level, the highest.
Wow. Wow. It's
It's
amazing.
medicine. It's everywhere.
Uh, yeah. It's interesting. So, yeah. All right. Well, it looks like we are done with this. And do you mind if we stop about 3 minutes early, 2 minutes early?
No
So,
problem.
all right. Yeah, you got a lot of talking in today. So, Yeah, thank you. You did really good. As far as a little bit of personal feedback, I would think about your tenses a little bit more. And other than that, you're doing well. Just think a little bit about tenses and stuff like that, and you're otherwise you're fine, and you're totally understandable. Also, get a new microphone. So,
Yeah, yeah. I buy it in
all
a couple of days.
right. Thank you. See you later.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.
Bye.